Alright, here's an interesting trig equation. First thing I notice about this one is that each term has a 2 in it. And so I'm going to divide everything by 2. Got to divide this one by 2 as well. So that would give me tan theta plus 2, I'm dividing, plus sine theta minus tan squared theta sine theta equals 0. The other thing I'd do is take a look at this, and maybe there's an identity for that one. Where's my identities? Okay, so I have tan theta plus sine theta. And then if you look that up, tan squared theta, if you manipulate the identity bit, it's secant squared theta minus 1. And then you have a sine theta there. Okay, still not looking very pretty. Tan theta plus sine theta minus, now here I'm going to multiply this sine into both of those. So it'll be a minus secant squared theta sine theta. Let's see, well that'll be plus sine theta. Okay, I'm sort of taking it as a minus. This is what I did on my head. I put this sine over here and did negative sine times that and negative sine times the other one. Okay, I think we're good there. Now the secant squared is the same thing as 1 over cos squared. Maybe I'll just leave that for now. I'm going to change this one. Tan theta is sine theta over cos theta plus sine theta minus secant squared theta sine theta plus sine theta. One thing I notice here is that every term has a sine theta in it, so I can factor that out. So I have a sine theta outside, then I'll have 1 over cos theta from there plus 1 minus secant squared theta plus 1 equals 0. Okay, now I've got a term isolated already. I'll leave that for now, but I could start going and solving an equation from now, but let's leave it for now. So I have sine theta, and then this 1 over cos is the same as secant theta. 1 plus 1 is 2, so that'd be plus 2, minus that's secant squared theta equals 0. This looks like a quadratic to me, so let's reorder it and then see if we can factor it. Oh, when I reorder it, so I'll get negative secant squared theta plus secant theta plus 2 equals 0. One of the problems with this one is that it's a quadratic, but this first thing is a negative. Let's factor a negative out so it becomes positive. So it'd be negative sine theta, and then this would be secant squared theta minus secant theta minus 2 equals 0. Okay, feeling pretty good so far. Let me shrink that. Okay, and now I can factor this stuff. So that'll be secant and secant equals 0. And then I think this will be a minus 2 and a plus 1. And then I have a negative sine theta outside. So now I've got 3 factors, all of which could equal 0. I can use my 0 property. So first I have negative sine theta equals 0. So divide both sides by negative and you just get sine theta equals 0. So then ask yourself, where on the quadrant can that happen? It could happen this way here. This is where sine would be 0, so it's 0 degrees. I guess you could call that, it'll happen over here too. So it's 180 degrees. You could also say it's 360 degrees. All of those, and you could keep wrapping around, so depending on what the question asks for a range, I'd use that. Okay, and then shrink that a bit. Then I can take the second one. So it's secant theta minus 2 equals 0. So toss the 2 to the other side, and then take the reciprocal of each side. So the reciprocal of secant is cos, the reciprocal of 2 is a half. And then find out where cos is equal to a half. It's at 60s there, and it has to be positive a half, and so it has to be there or there. So at 60 degrees, and this would be 360 minus 60, or 300. So I get 60 degrees and 300 from that one. And then the last one is secant theta plus 1 equals 0. Toss the 1 to the other side, equals negative 1. And then find the reciprocal of each side. So cos theta equals, the reciprocal of negative 1 is still going to be negative 1. And then find out where cos is equal to a negative 1. And cos is equal to a negative 1. That would be where x and r are the same, and that would happen right over there. So that would be 180 degrees. Okay, so your answer should include that one, and those two, and whichever of those the question says that the range is. Let me just see, I saw a question that had that. Well, it said it can't include 0 and it can include 360. So 0's out, so it has to be that one and that one, those two, oh, and 180 is the same as that over there. So 4 answers. Hopefully that helps.